Hi and good afternoon. A warm welcome to the National Gallery, Singapore. Now this is Art Plus Live A Somatic Series and my name is Vincent Yong and I am a somatic artist who facilitates experiences for you to connect to artwork at the comfort of your own home. So thank you for joining me today. I'm so happy to be here in National Gallery once again with each and every one of you together with my team here. So what's happening this afternoon for you? So I would invite you before we begin is to gather all your friends and families, whoever is streaming with you, to bring them in front of the screen so that we can have an experiential time together. This is a moment where you connect with your body and movement so that it becomes something very special for you. I have been in this work for quite a bit here and I would want everyone to experience this as well. But let's jump right into the artwork. Let's have a look at Sudjana Kerton's work. Now as you can see on your screen right here, Sudjana Kerton has painted this painting in 1960 when he was living in New York. So this work is inspired by Cubism, okay? And Sudjana has been painting from his feelings as well as from the recollection of his past, okay? So this work here is also being used in the Small Big Dreamers, which is an online festival for children and organized by the gallery. Today, I want to bring you to another experience of your body and movement with this artwork. Are you guys ready? Now, very important thing to take note here, as this is a very short session. I would invite you to leave as many comments as you want to, and if you have any questions, do punch it all in, because our tech team here is going to read all this feedback to me and I will be addressing them towards the end. So do not be shy, go ahead and put in your comments. So without further ado, I invite you now to just breathe with me, relax and let your mind be free as we look at the painting once more in close-up. Take a few moments here. Where does your gaze bring you? What is the first thing you look at when you're looking at this painting? Do you go right to the center of the painting? This is Gamelan Orchestra. What do you think this painting is trying to say to our hearts? Because it's painted from feelings. Where does your eyes bring you? Is it from left to right as you are reading? Or is it from top to down? Is it from center to the periphery? What are your choices? What is our habit of looking at something? How do we see? And how do we hear? And what are we feeling at this instance? Ladies and gentlemen, can I share with you the first thing that I saw, the very first moment when I see this painting is like, there were just, straight lines, there were curved lines, there were patches of these pastel colors. But when I dive deep, I actually saw players. And what is this players about? Okay, in a Gamelan Orchestra, there are various types of instruments. And today I'm going to share two with you. Why? Because there's so many, okay? And I want you to come join me tomorrow again. So the first one that I want to share with you is you guessed it, you probably heard it in the background as well, okay? It is the rhubarb. The rhubarb is a string instrument, and a string instrument, you have to hold on to the instrument, you have to have a bow, right? And then as you press onto the string with the bow, you push against it or you pull, and you push or you pull, and push and pull. And what does this action does to the rest of our bodies as it resonates in the melody? And what about when you slide? And as you are sliding, to change the pitch, to change the melody. And what about if you want to emphasize something and there is a little vibration that goes on around us, okay? Now, I invite you to connect with these few moments, right? And these few movements with me. Are you guys ready? Okay, so let's try pulling. Just relax here, shake it out. Now that we have the concept, we want to integrate this into our bodies to create this somatic experience, which is from your body's perspective, and it is inside out. As we are pulling, and we release. And as we pull and release. Let's do that again. Pull and release, and pull and release. What if we can change the direction of the pull? Pull and release, and pull and release. What about up and down? Pull and release, and pull and release. And what if we are pulling in all dimensions? Pull, release, pull, release, pull, release, pull, release. And this is what it does to our bodies. As our hands are moving, it integrates into our chest. And as that is going on, our lungs are expanding, we breathe in deeper, and as we breathe out, we take away the oxygen in our bodies. So art has a big inspiration in our lives, because when we move and when we are moved by it, things begin to change. And today, I want to share this somatic approach with you. So what about pressing here? As we are pressing, let's try pressing palms to palms. Good. And press stronger. Beautiful. You're perhaps feeling it right now. Are you breathing? And if you are breathing, that's great. And if you're holding your breath, that's great too, because you are aware of what you are feeling right now, what you are sensing. And this is what somatic does to you. The somatic movement tunes you in to your body, into how you are sensing. What if I just say to you, don't press so hard, just relax that a little bit. Oh, isn't that so much more wonderful? And most of our time, we're just pressing and pushing and pressing and going faster and faster and faster. We forget that all we need to do is just reconnect. And as gently as possible, we connect with what is important. And the very first thing that you feel is the release of your breathing. Your muscles cease to tense up. Very nice. And I invite you to go through this process, because this is going to be life-changing. It has been for me, and I extend this work out to you. If this is your first time joining us, please stick around. There's a lot more coming. So we have pressing, right? And what if we can press with different parts of our bodies? What if the palms are pressing onto the face? Gently. What kind of memories does this bring back? Sudjana talks about feelings. And if you are pressing your face onto the hands and hands pressing onto the face, what kind of communication goes through between the skin? And what if we have both palms? How might that look? If your friends are around you, use these gestures and integrated movement and just look around. Do they find you a little cuter? Right? Do you feel more intimate? Do you feel like time suddenly stands still? And isn't that wonderful when art actually gives us these experiences in our lives? What if you were to press so hard and your face starts to change? Oh my God, what is that about? As we are doing this work here, right, you will observe that the hard pressing also changes the way I speak. And because I am speaking differently, you start to perceive me very differently. So, isn't it wonderful when we are able to understand things slow? Because when we are able to control time, you start to control your life. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put a few of these concepts together, shall we? Now, I really invite you, because, sometimes time just go on very, very fast, and I only have 30 minutes with you. I want to expand this 30 minutes as if it is eternal. So I invite you to bring a few things together now that you have the ability to pull. Okay, let's try a few things, from pulling to release, to pulling again, to release, to pressing, to release. Good, so you have a few movement right there. So we try pull, release, and press. Good. And pull, release, and pull, release, and change hands and press. What about pressing?
What about pressing stronger? Oh wow.
And relax. Very nice. So as you can see, this changes the way we are perceiving ourselves as well as the friends around us are perceiving you, isn't it? If you have a good laugh, thank you very much. You have just tuned into your body senses. Okay, the nervous senses are some amazing things, but today I'm not going to go straight into the biology or the physiology with you. I am bringing artwork into your life. When we are painting, when Sudjana is painting, when we are moving, and you and me are moving, what are we doing to ourselves? So I invite you to look at the next instrument. Now the next instrument that is coming right up, as you can see the red outline here. Yes, some of you who are familiar with the Gamelan Orchestra, we know this is immediately called, yes, some of you have a few ideas, and I'll reveal it to you. It's called the gambang. The gambang is a percussion instrument, and you are hitting it with a mallet, right? Now, different mallets are wrapped up differently. Some are by fabrics, some are by lines, right? Some are just not wrapped up at all, and they create different kinds of sounds. Now, we have striking movement. So just try this. Imagine you are striking, 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 striking. Beautiful. Keep doing that. Now, as you are striking, you will find that after a while, your body starts, yes, it starts integrating with the movement. And what about the joints, the knees, the hips, the ankles? And after a while, you feel the groove. Exactly. What if we do it simultaneously? Simultaneously. Simultaneously. Good. Now what if we change the rhythm up? We go taka taka, taka taka. Let's try that again. Taka taka. And if that's too fast for you, I'm going to slow it down again. Taka taka. Now as you can see, as I'm hitting the mallet, my shoulders also come into play. And my joints have to work together with the rest of my hands, my bodies, to create a very nice embodied feeling of playing. Good. And this is what I want you to pay attention to today, ladies and gentlemen, because as you move one thing, the rest of your body moves along with it. Yes, I know some of you are actually writing comments, and I thank you very much. So Q Fur, it says interesting. Yes, I find this very interesting myself. As I dig into my movement, I am finding, why am I moving, or why are some parts of my body blocked or stuck? If those parts of your body are stuck here, I want you to take a pause here. And if you say, oh, I don't move so well in this direction, could it be the lifestyle that you're having? The choices that we are making every single day changes the way we live our lives. The decision we make today affects the outcome of tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, when you dive deep into the work of art, when you dive deep into the work of life, you might just find that somatic becomes a very useful tool, a bridge for you to connect you very deeply to yourself. And these are the narrative that you have all along and no one else would have, because it is about you. So today, let's explore that with art. So let's do it again. And hit 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. We change the rhythm up. Here we go. And right, left and left, right and right, left and left, right and right, left and left. Good. Pause. Now right and left. Okay. Right and left, right and left. Good. Now what if you try it on your own, anywhere you want? Right and left, and you see that the body starts moving in so many different forms that you can play it, and then this instrument starts to become something else already, isn't it? This is the beginning of our exploration because of an inspiration. So when we are moving, when we are allowing the bounce of our bodies, what is happening here? And what if we can change a direction? What is happening now? Good. I invite you. You have the license and the passport here to be as free as you want to. Very nice. And take a breather. Wow. What is the first thing that you feel? You go, oh my God, my heart is beating so fast. I feel elated. I feel like I'm perspiring a little bit. Yes, some of you are. And that's because your cardiovascular has been excited. Your cardiovascular work, the heart, is affected. Why? Because we move. So you don't just need an exercise by running the treadmill, but you can actually get an exercise at the comfort of your own home, in front of the screen right now. So, shall we put 2 and 2 together? Now, I find this work very, very interesting. The more we dive deep into it, the more we discover something very special. So let's take it easy, okay? Let's do this right here. Let's create a choreography, you and me together, shall we? I will base it on some part of this idea here, and you, me, we're going to create together. As I look into the screen, I see some comments, I will pick some words as inspiration, and this is your time here to really punch in whatever, because once I pick up those words, they will be my inspiration, and we will start creating from them. Are you guys ready? I give you 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I know I'm counting faster, but the whole idea here is, yes, hope the camera can shoot the lower part of the body movement too. And what if my leg can go very high and then for a moment it's gone again? And what if I could actually disappear or reappear? Isn't that wonderful? Sometimes art is about framing. When we frame something in our lives, we choose what we want to see. When there is no frame, if somebody were to tell you, draw anything, right? And then you start drawing something, and then they tell you, no, I don't want this. I don't want the bird. I want anything, but I don't want the bird. And then you try drawing an apple, and then the teacher says, no, I don't want an apple too. And you're like, what then can I draw? So frame allows us to have a boundary, right? Just within the rectangular shape that we are looking at. And here, at the comfort of your own home, with Facebook live stream, you can see a frame from your computer. And now I invite you to really join me this afternoon. Okay, I see a few things already. So, as we pull, good. Take your right hand, go over the right face, beautiful, and release. Pull, release. Good, let's do this a few times so we get comfortable with this, so we can let the body remember the movement, and then we connect to the next one. So as we pull and press, okay, pull and press, pull and press. Now I want you here to press into the face as well as press into the elbow with the other hand. Good. So we are right here creating a part of that picture painting that we have saw earlier on. Yes or no? Good. So you see my lines from here, my hand, all the way down to my forearm, all the way down. Good. Across my arm to the body. Good. And this is the abstraction that Sudjana Kerton is trying to say to you guys with this painting. Okay? So from where we are right here, so pull and press. And we want to slide as well to create a different pitch. So let's slide. Okay, so we pull and press and slide and vibrate. Good. And as you vibrate, take your freedom to move any way you want. Okay, as fast as you can or as slow as you want to, as big or as small. So let's take it easy. You and me, we are right here. Pull, press and slide and vibrate. Beautiful. And I see right here the artistic connection between dance, painting, or other forms of art. Exactly. So we're talking about connection here. So very important that when you want to feel the choreography, you want to feel the flow of connection, which is seamless. So as you pull, there you go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot do anything wrong here. When you see this face, when you're in my class, it's all about creativity. You can, however, make it safe or unsafe for yourself. If you're poking someone in the eye, then you should have, yes, some distance between the bodies, okay? So physical distancing, okay? Now let's try this again one more time, okay? And pull and press and slide, vibrate, good. And then maybe you want to strike, 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 strike. Let's try that again. Try 3 strikes on your own, okay? Strike, strike, strike. Good. What about striking from the proximal shoulders if you want to explore that? Strike it, strike it. What about the hips? Strike it. Shoulder, shoulder, hip. Shoulder, shoulder, hip. Shoulder, shoulder, hip. And hip. Wow. Have you moved like this before? If you haven't, I invite you to take that freedom. Giving you that passport here, giving you that license to move. Okay, so one more time again, let's take it easy from the top, and we're going to play with this whole concept. The choreography is coming from us here, not just from me. Okay, now if you're doing something totally different, I invite you, please take that liberty. Life's too short to just keep thinking you're doing it right or doing it wrong, doing it right, doing it wrong. It's not about that. It's all about creativity, explore, expand, and embody them so that it's yours forever. Okay. Yes, I see some people saying thank you, and I thank you too. Let's try it from the top again. Let's make this choreography work for each and every one of us. So we pull, press, slide, vibrate, and we do a strike. Tung, tung, tung. Okay? And what if we want to really contract here? That's right. Let's take it small and big again. Push it out and back in. Good. And then we want to go shifting. You know, when you are hitting the mallet, you have the ability to shift from one key to the next. So we shift, 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 shift. Oh my God. How about shifting some more? Shift, 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 shift. Oh, shift. Oh, shift. And we might actually come back to a similar shape, but the composition looks different now. Wow. How is that for us today? So I give you some moments here to take a breather. Just breathe with me. And breathe out. Yes, let's do it one more time again. Breathing in. And breathing out. Good. As you are feeling more calm and more confident, I invite you to take this concept and play with it. If today you're feeling stressed at work, just try anything crazy and funny, because this can be inspired by the painting itself, okay? Or anywhere around you where you can find something that you can look at, you can draw inspiration from, and this is the whole concept of art plus life, because art inspires our life, and the somatic approach is where you can connect with your body immediately. You don't need anything, you don't need a prop, you don't need a costume. Immediately when you decide to engage with your body, you are there. And it brings you back, feeling that presence, feeling the here, and feeling the now. And most of our times when we're feeling anxious with a lot of things, we are either living in the past or living in the future. Now we let art influence us positively. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do it again. From the very top, pull, press, and slide, and vibrate, and strike, strike, strike. Yes, and then we want to pull it in. As we are changing the pitch on the rub-up, or the gambang, or the rub-up, or the gambang. Yes, now it is your call. I'm going to give you 15 seconds on your own at home to try it out. Good. While I'm observing. If you want, you can blah, blah, blah. Okay? So there's a lot of things that's happening right here in the screen. And what is really happening here, as there are many, many comments that I'm actually observing right now, you have the ability to inspire me, as well as we are co-inspiring one another. Beautiful. Okay. Shall we take this to another level, ladies and gentlemen? I think you are doing quite well today. Now, even though I may not see you, I am very sensitive. If Sudjana can paint from his feelings, you, me, we too have feelings, don't we? And I'm feeling that today you are an excellent, excellent group of audience. So I'm going to dive deeper with you. Now, as we are pulling, these are the big stuff that is easy to do with our hands. But what if we pull it with our faces? Do you see what's happening here? And I am going to release. Do you see the change in my facial expression? So as I'm pulling my face apart here, I'm becoming more expressive, isn't it? And I'm changing. And what if I can slide? Look at the eyebrows sliding. Oh my God. Okay, as you can see that happening, and we release and we open. And let that inspire every cell in us. If we can just pull our shoulders apart, pull our spine longer, and get our hips to go, press in the opposite direction, and the chest starts expanding. Good, go for it. Reaching and sliding, changing the pitch, and sliding up in the other direction, coming out, bringing all the way. And then, maybe, just maybe, you might actually sense that you are dancing with the music in the background. What are we saying with our bodies every single day? Is there a moment in your life when you're watching a movie, you actually take the sound out? And when you take that sound out, that you're just looking at the plain body and movement, and those languages are speaking to you. And even though maybe you're speaking to your mother, maybe you're speaking to your partner, to your children, to your neighbors, to your colleagues, what are those tiny movements that they are making? And what are they saying with their body? And what are you picking up from it? Those contexts are something you cannot ignore, because it comes from the brain, and the brain influences the body, and the body actually communicates with you. And today, I send this work from my heart, just like Sudjana Kerton is sharing his work from deep in his feelings, and we are all here from National Gallery Singapore trying our very best to make this COVID a history by transformation. And as your body transforms together, I want to transform with you as well. Let's make this wonderful. So let's take the last moments to just look at some of this. Okay, I see different people talking. Good. Thank you very much for those saying thank you. And to see the artistic connection, the camera shot, interesting. Yes, and if we continue to scroll, okay, facial expressions, good. When was the last time you actually connect with yourself like this? When was the last time you allow the whole body to speak? Today, I invite you. Open that door, open that window. Let those rays of light come in to inspire you from inside to the outside. Now let's just take a few moments here to breathe, because it has been a journey. And I want you to think about the things that you have done. When you pull, what happened? How do you feel when you're pulling? And when you release, what is happening in those bodies? Good. What if when you slide? How does that feel for you? And what if we are able to slide in the vertical dimension? How does that feel? Slide. When are those moments in life when you start sliding? What about pressing? Pressing is part of rubbing too, right? Right, to create heat. It becomes very functional. But what about communication? Have you seen when somebody does this? What does that mean? You know? So this whole concept here, I invite you to really explore from a somatic angle. And Sudjana Kerton here, with this artwork of Gamelan Orchestra, you have seen it has inspired us. And I really want to invite each and every one of you here to join me tomorrow again, because I'm going to share 2 more instruments in the art piece that you have saw, okay, earlier on, so that we can play with other instruments in our bodies, okay? So playing with our bodies is actually a very important thing that we have to do, because we don't move enough. We're so intellectual sometimes that we are only living up here. But let's also live down there and everywhere with our bodies. They're all integrated and embodied. So tomorrow, I want to see you again. So with all of us here at the National Gallery Singapore, I thank you for tuning in to this afternoon. Because without you, this will not be possible, and without the team here, this will not be possible. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you again tomorrow as I continue my dance.